A true and faithful relation would pass for many years between Dr. John Dee and some spirits related by Meric Casaubon, 1659, and we are continuing the is it Wednesday, September 5th? Yep. In the little margin here, R.O.D. Oh, Rudolph. The beautifying of Rudolph, his seat imperial. And is it Uriel speaking? Yeah, Uriel. In the mean season will I be merciful unto Rudolph, and will bring into his house such as shall be skillful, unto whom I will give my spirit to work, gold, silver, and the ornaments of his house, and he shall perceive that I bless him, and that I have tied him to my garments. If he hear thee not, behold, I have one in store, yea, such a one as cleaveth unto justice. Man is but a reed that is shaken with every wind. And just like some flutes, we have 9 holes, right? The pride of kings is as the beauty of a peacock. See how they run all astray. See how they tempt the spirits of righteousness. And in the margin here we have if vide infra September 22nd, and with the margin with the next, Rex Pel Stephanus. Gabriel continuing, Lo, as I have said unto thee, I reserve that wicked king, not that I will be merciful unto him, but that he shall shortly perish with an eternal scourge. And now hear me, what I say unto thee. Hereafter, see thou tempt me not, neither look for my presence after this order, but for great causes. For lo, this is the end of teaching. Now cometh in the time of warning and of counsel. D says, will you give me leave to speak? And in the margin we have cave, Uriel only in great causes is to be looked for, the end of teaching or instructing. Thus Uriel said, say. D said, I trust it shall not offend God at any time to call for Uriel his light in matters dark to us and above our capacity, also in Enoch his tables, understanding and enjoying. We are to require help of instruction at Avi, and so of other points and doctrines already begun. We are to require their help who have begun with us, and so on. Ariel said, as far as the Lord hath suffered you to enter into his garden, even so far, I say, taste and eat. And in the margin we have Enoch, his tables. So the dark matters. Okay. D said the entrance. Yet we have not, but the manner to enter. The perfect practice is the best entrance. Uriel said, man speaketh not with thee. Wherefore dost thou wrest the Lord? All things that are delivered thee are plain. D said, Lord, I do thus speak to be perfectly instructed in what sense your words are to be understood. When you said, this is the end of reaching. Uriel said, thou hast called upon me, and I have heard thee. Thou hast desired comfort, and I have comforted thee. Thou hast the spirit of choice, be it sufficient unto thee that the garden of the Lord is open unto thee, where there is no hunger nor thirst, but a filling spirit, a comforter. What care is it unto me if kings of the earth say, Lo, this is not of me. Lo, this is not of the highest. And, that cross is a symbol of something sacred there. And then D says, Ex die lumen. And in the margin, D says Uriel, or perhaps in the name of God. A lot of the things that people have issues and they end up worshiping angels or people like Jesus and stuff like this, they don't realize that these are sent ones. And therefore, they're quoting God. Or they're given inspired sayings. They're giving a teaching and then, they're putting into their own words, that sort of thing. The spirits of choice, Vetus 13 September, Garden of the Lord. Note, okay. In the internal margin, Uriel said, Behold, I am the light and servant of God. Blessed are those which believe, and are made partakers in this testimony, by the which you are become prophets, and are sanctified for the coming of the Lord. But lo, why do I speak unto you, who defiled yourselves? I will take up those things that I have, and will be gone. Lo, blessed is he that giveth the ear unto the Lord. And you have this testimony, Adventus Domini. He said, He putteth us in remembrance of our frailty and offense committed before noted. Edward Kelly says, Now all is vanished away, and he has disappeared. Wheel, eagle, city, and all, so on. Edward Kelly said his vow of fasting during life in the margin next to what remains from this operation. D said, All laud, thanks, honor, and glory be to the eternal, almighty, most just judge, and merciful Father, our God, the God of heaven and earth, whom of his infinite goodness we beseech to have mercy upon us and to purify our hearts and consciences, granting us humble contrition and sincere confession of our transgressions and iniquities whatsoever. Amen. Note, while I was thus requesting God, Edward Kelly made a vow of penitence during his life, in token of hearty sorrowfulness for his fault in that day's action noted, never to eat his supper or evening meal on Saturdays during his life, wherein I beseech the highest to regard his inward intent and his continual memory of the Lord his mercies in sparing him when he most had offended him. Deo nostro vero vivo omnipotente eo eterno sit omnis honor laus eo benedictio nunc eo in perpetuum. Amen. Wednesday, September 5th. D says, The morning of this Wednesday, before I prepared myself for the former action, I sent Americus with 2 letters to be delivered, the one to the Spanish ambassador, giving him thanks for his honorable dealing with the Emperor's Majesty in my behalf, and the other to the noble Octavius Spinola, thanking him likewise and requiring his instruction or advice how I might most conveniently proceed in dealing with the Emperor's Majesty. The copy of the letter I thought good to record here, that the effect thereof consequent might have the light of the original cause, divine and human, annexed. And so the September 4th letter, 1584, of course. This is taking the side of the Catholics. And so D is willing to defend the position of the Catholics. I'm only willing to defend the position of the Catholics as it seems that they're good and true, and perhaps their freedom to practice religion where they're not, as long as there's no abuses. But most of all, they're serving God. But it seems that, second in the list is, the emperor, right? But he's pointing out that he has become known unto the emperor. And he would hope that, his mission would be understood and all that. I don't know what to say per se other than that. Because illustre eo magnifico domino Octavius Spinola sacra Casaria majestatis stabilis eo cubiculus dominos do observandissimo illustres ac magnifique domin non possum satis condignas vestra magnificentia agere gratias pro singulare illa qua mahere amplexe estis humanitat benevolentia homem quidem vobis incognitum sed tamen virtutis eo veritatis studiosissimum quicque omne reliquum mea vitae curriculum deo sic volent in hoc consumere decrede ut sacra sua Casaria majestas clare percipiat sibi inquilibiliter fere propitiam foredae omnipotentis tremendum majestatem atac quambis videam multiplicabus multarum regionum negatias suam sacram Casarium majestatem occupatissimum sapissim tenere nec ereas irisc ame sua sacra Casaria majestate proponendis casis commode vacare vel passe vel evidenti adequa ration debere tamen se adequis ex cogitare pasit modus prolace temporis eo rerum occasion qua sua sacra Casaria majestas ea penis me videre vel ex me intelligere dignar retur qua ella porent grata ea in re vestra elastissima magnificentia libentissima auderum vel reciperum informationem atac judiceum nam in hoc totus ero ut tempora debito appareat omnipotentis dae eo sua sacra Casaria majestatis serviteo maxima autem pro sacrosancta, orthodoxa, catholica, eo apostolica vidae illustration ac republica Christiana defension amplification addictissimum devotissimum fidelissimum me esse ac for sacra sua castarea majestatis servitorens 4 Septemberis 1584 opportunatis flas matur collegidebit cito enim ficit mercidis illustrissima magnificentia vestra paratissimus Joannes D. Americus went and delivered my letter to the Spanish ambassador, but this he brought back again, saying that the emperor was ridden very early abroad to Brandeis or elsewhere, not certainly being known, and that this noble Octavius Spinola was gone with his majesty. Hereupon I determined, with changing the date, to send unto him at the emperor his majesty's returning to Prague, Deus bene veritat, in the margin factum erit D 11, DIE, September sequent. Okay, Mr. Dr. Hagic, his son, was by at noon this day. I sent letters to my wife, to my Lord Lasky, and to Mr. Paul Hertol by the massager of Reichenstein on this side, Nice. Monday, okay, so that would be September 10th. Main Hora 9. Prague. D says, Precipus finitus. I invited Gazava is being assigned to understand of Rudolph his doings, that of them I might receive instructions, that my proceedings might be answerable as occasion should be given. Edward Kelly said, there appeareth written in great letters upon a right hand, and no body appearing, the hand being very big. Que est habet, que nihil non habebit. And he gives these one of those bow-looking brackets. Edward Kelly says, and so the hand vanished out of sight. The writing was in the palm of it. D said, after that appeared the same hand again with his writing, face en factum erit ultra non habeo. Edward Kelly said, it vanished away, and by and by, handwriting and all. D in the margin says, further, I have not to say or do. D said, I take this, O Lord, in the sense that I am to proceed and to do as I intended in either writing to Rudolph himself or to the Spanish ambassador or to Octavius Spinola, for the emperor to give me audience, time and place, to hear and see the records and monuments which I have shown him, which I have to show him, and that when I had done as was commanded me, that then the purpose of God shall also be done. And he says, Deus in adjutorium nostrum intend tuac nas derogat sapientia ad illud faciendum quad tibi maxime erit gratum Amen.